Hey, Dr. Lawrence Tam here, and from Drive Your Practice. I just got back from New York City and Toronto, and it's been a great trip. It was awesome and a lot of learning, and I've been able to hang out really with a lot of amazing people, and really got me thinking about, commitment and what I really want to commit to. And I really want to commit to chiropractors because I really want to make a difference in this profession, to really help this profession elevate to the status where it's supposed to be. And so I'm going to be creating these videos on a regular basis, and I want to commit to that. And this is the first video, and I want to have some insights on the 5 shifters, the 5 things that the 5 gears that really kind of help me leverage from the learnings I had in New York City. And the first one here I want to show you today, and today's video is the first one. And today's video is really about the perpetual chiropractic incest. And yes, obviously I want to gravitate your attention to this, but what do you think about it? I mean, how many I've been to many seminars over the last probably 15 years as a chiropractor, and all the seminars I go to, you tendency is to either go to a technique seminar or you go to a seminar to maybe get some motivation or inspiration. And the third type of seminar is usually something to do with practice building of some sort. And what I've found, I don't know about you, but every seminar that I typically go to is very similar in nature. And the similarity is that they kind of talk about the same thing. It's about it's very similar speakers. It's saying the same thing over and over again. And the techniques you learn, you might brush up the skills that you already have learned, or it might be a new technique that you think you need in your practice before you actually become successful. But I think the key thing that you got to understand is that learning more techniques doesn't make you necessarily seeing more clients, and it might obviously will make you a better chiropractor. But getting more motivation doesn't really motivate you to become a better chiropractor unless you actually take action towards it, beyond a week, and stick to it. And practice management skills. To be honest with you, I've been to a lot of those type of seminars, and unfortunately they kind of rehashing the same thing over and over again since the 80s. And so by attending this, I went to New York City and I went to Toronto. I was actually there for an event. I was actually a student. I wasn't coaching. I was actually doing and becoming a student. And it was on, one of them was being strategic coach, who I get coached and mentored by Dan Sullivan. Really a very smart guy. And one of the key things that I learned, forgetting about what I learned in the seminar, but more importantly, was the people I got to meet. And these were not chiropractors. Not a single person I met there was a chiropractor. They were all successful entrepreneurs, massive businesses. I met, just can give you an idea that, there's a woman that I met was she started with as an employee, and then all of a sudden owned a healthcare service in middle of Ohio, which 300 nurses working for her in the span of 8 years, working for an entrepreneur who's a dentist, orthodontist actually, now trying to sell his practice similar to what I did, but more importantly because he actually has he's gone into stem cell research and stem cell cryogenics, which is basically freezing your stem cells, and talking about the 6 different ways you can actually get stem cells from a human body now, which is absolutely amazing. I had a great chat with him. Another dentist who was who's a marketer now, and he actually can track every measurement of your success in terms of marketing, which is like, all of these things are just a highlight of some of the people that you get to meet. Now, why am I sharing this with you? Well, when you step outside your comfort zone to learn from people and to be in different seminars where you never actually come across these type of people unless you actually go outside a profession or go to a seminar that you never ever attended to or never been to. I think it's important to do that. Why? Well, first of all, it stretches you. It stretches your circle of influence to not just your friends who are most likely just chiropractors, or it actually stretches you and elevates to another level who are business owners or entrepreneurs who are in a totally different field and actually getting their ideas in their business and actually applying back to chiropractic. I think a lot of the things that we do in chiropractic profession is kind of archaic, and this is what I want to change. I think it's really helicoptering up to a higher level of thinking and seeing the profession at a totally different level, seeing your practice at a totally different level. That's what I think it's really important. And so when you can actually do that, it not only stretches you, but it stretches your practice, but you can actually stretch your ability to impact people, because the people are changing. I don't know about you, but your patients are changing, your clients are changing at a very rapid pace. And if you don't adapt to how to communicate with them, you don't adapt to their way of thinking and the way they're likely to receive information, you're in trouble. You're going to be in a sinking ship. And so how would you do that? Well, first of all, attend a seminar or conference or an event that's outside of chiropractic, or even just not even within chiropractic profession. Number 2, go attend a seminar you've never been to. Maybe try brand new technique that you never thought about even trying. So maybe if you're a manual adjuster, go try a soft, a light tonal technique. If you're a tonal technique, go try a manual technique. You know, just to kind of shake your brain up a little bit. Why always stick with the same thing? If you're doing the same thing over and over again, you know, you're gonna be bored, first of all, but you never actually challenge yourself whether or not you are actually right in the chosen technique or your chosen marketing plan or your chosen profession, for that matter of fact, right? So that's really important. I would suggest to actually get a perception of how the public perceives you. You know, maybe talk to normal people who've never even heard of a chiropractor or have a perception of chiropractic. Maybe have a sit down with them and go, you know, what do you think about what we do? You know, you'll be enlightened by what you hear, because if you always go to the same chiropractic seminars and talk to chiropractors, yeah, we can rah-rah within in the weekend, but when you go home, they're a completely different story, because we're dealing with not chiropractors, we're dealing with people who don't care about chiropractic or chiropractors. They care about themselves and what they need from you, and that's why they're coming to see you. And you know, those are several ideas of where you can go to really stretch your imagination and stretch your mind to meet different people. And first of all, I think, you know, one of the seminars that I do is 2XP intensive. It's no seminar, there's not unlike any other seminar that's out there. Why? Because I designed it that way, because I'm taking ideas from outside of this profession and impart it into that particular seminar. And it's intensive. I learned, you know, obviously strategies from various people, because I think that chiropractic profession needs a bit of an update, and that's why you should come out. 2xpintensive.com. You should go check it out. I'm doing it in Sydney, Brisbane, Melbourne, and also in London, England. You should definitely come check it out. But listen, I'm not here to talk about my seminar. I really wanted you to get you to stretch outside your comfort zone, read a different book. If you read books normally, read a business book. If you read a business book, read a novel. I think it's just about changing it up and exposing your mind and exposing yourself to outside the profession of what we just do, because I think it's really important to kind of be able to stretch that imagination and stretch your ability to think differently and to think a different platform. And to you know, one great book that I would recommend is Peter Diamandis' Abundance. Just stretches your mind of what's possible and what technology is going to be able to stretch your mind to a higher level of thinking. So I hope that you enjoy this. I hope that you actually go and sign up right now to a particular seminar, or go read a book that's different, or go try something completely different outside your norm. Because if you can do that, I think when you can get stretched, you're going to be able to hang out with other people who are unlike you, but you'll be able to learn a lot from them to make your life a bit better, but more importantly, make your practice better and making a bigger impact to your patients. I'm Dr. Lawrence Tan from Drive Your Practice. Come back tomorrow for the second gear of leverage on how I can help you be able to take some of the things I've learned and read or tended to actually help you make your practice even better. Take care. Bye-bye.